Since the turn of the 20th century, a new youth culture has arisen, in many ways the spiritual successor to the hippie, the modern hipster. Hipsters are prevalent in Western contemporary society, but enigmatic in nature. They are numerous and conspicuous, but perplexingly difficult to identify beyond anything but superficial characteristics. What is a hipster? The definition of a hipster is on the whole subjective. A quick search of UrbanDictionary.com, a popular website for defining slang terms, yields many user-generated definitions, some extremely specific, others vague in scope. For instance, a hipster is defined here as an individual who, quote, listens to bands you've never heard of, wears ironic t-shirts, and believes that they are better than you, end quote. A visit to the website lookatThisFuckingHipster.com displays user-submitted pictures of hipsters, but fails to bring enlightenment. The site displays a broad spectrum of individuals, the only unifying characteristic being an unconventional outward appearance. Is this all it takes to fit into this youth subculture?
He's a guy who's trying to be above the, I don't know what the current trend is. He's trying to be the guy who's in the next step already. Physically, let's see, wear a lot of boat shoes, big glasses, see a lot of big glasses, fedora, things like fedora hats or plaid hats, wear like bow ties, like plaid vests, corduroy pants, and khakis. I think girls tend to go with like, I don't know, ostentatious kind of jewelry, things that, you know, a lot of people would normally wear.
Webster's dictionary seems to support this definition, defining a hipster as, quote, a person who is unusually aware of and interested in new and unconventional patterns.
I think they're out to, like, prove that they're cool in a different way than the average, like, you know, jock or, like, I don't know, alpha male. And to play indie video games, they listen to, like, K-pop music, and they tend to say, oh, I watched that before, it was cool a lot. They don't want to be seen as the average person, and them finding the next cool thing before it's cool, in a way, makes them unique. So I think they're maybe a little attention-oriented.
Modern hipsters as a group were often associated with peaceful, progressive ideals, much like their hippie predecessors, and appreciate art and culture. Yet as a group, they are the target of an unprecedented amount of scorn, hate, and shame. The existence of a website entitled lookatThisFuckingHipster.com exemplifies this. Why?
Dislike their disingenuous personality. I think they're trying to be something they're not. They're trying too hard. They need to find things cool before other people do, and then when they become trendy, they're no longer cool. It just seems very fake.
Many people label hipsters as such based primarily upon their appearance or superficial behavior. The characteristics of a hipster are vague at worst and broad at best. Is it justifiable or hypocritical for an individual to label a hipster even if they may embody some of these characteristics themselves?
I think it depends in your intent, if you're doing it maliciously versus saying, oh, that's kind of a hipster thing to do, or versus, oh, you're really hipster and that's lame. Each individual is going to label a person a hipster in a different way. They're going to find different qualities to be of that of a hipster. I don't think that any one person is going to give the same definition.
Because the terminology is so encompassing, even having certain interests, standards, passions, or habits can allow any individual to fit into some semblance of the hipster mold.
I'm definitely an audiophile. I think that's common of a lot of hipsters, very much about sound quality in my music. It's hard for me to identify those traits myself versus an outside source.
You think they have a place in society?
Oh, absolutely. I think they're, in a way, trendsetters, because they're the ones who go out and find the next thing that's cool before it's cool. And then a lot of times those end up becoming the, you know, current trend.
The qualities and characteristics of a hipster are so subjective and opinionated that the case could be made that everyone is, to some extent, a hipster. Anyone with ties to popular culture, past or present, positive or negative, could be considered part of this subculture.